It's your boy, DaCozmicSquid, and I'm here with my lovely wife, Jenny Dracarys, and this is our reaction to Saturday Night Main Event. So starting off is going to be a tag team match between Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins with Paul Heyman, and they're going to be going up against the team of Sami Zayn and CM Punk. So it was a pretty standard start, you know, good guys versus bad guys with Paul Heyman interfering every so often. It was one of those situations where it just kind of ticked all the boxes of a good guys versus bad guys tag team.
Oh, I was just personally not invested too much into it up until we got a big surprise with Bronson Reed just coming out of nowhere. Yes. So that's what I was really like focusing in on at that point.
And I think I can't help but feel like that was the reason as to why they made that tag team match so by the numbers, just so that they could introduce Bronson Reed into the faction. Because, like I said, it wasn't an exciting match, you know. It was one of those things where they kept saying this is awesome, even though nothing particularly awesome was really happening during the match.
Nah, I don't think so either. Like, I just like got more hype whenever they brought Bronson Reed into the group. Like, it's called a faction, right? Like, is that a faction?
Now it's starting to become a faction. Now technically it's a group. A faction is like, you know, 3 or 4 people, and if you include Paul Heyman, I guess technically that would make it a faction. But he's not. He's a manager. He manages the faction. So now they need like one more person, I guess, and it will be more of a legit faction as opposed to like just like a 3-man group.
So yeah, like I like the potential that just kind of came up out of nowhere. I was like, oh, this is interesting. Bronson Reed is hugging Seth Rollins, and now you got Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Seth Rollins, and Paul Heyman. So at this point, it's like, oh, where are they going with this? Like, that's what I wanted to know.
They need a high flyer. They need a high flyer in the match. I hope it's Penta, but that's just me.
I don't know. I think they're gonna end up adding a girl. They always need at least one girl, like one female wrestler.
Oh, like Alpha. No, I guess technically it's not Alpha. Is it Alpha? But it's not Alpha Academy anymore.
Well, they've done that before, and then there was the group with Karrion Kross. They also had a girl. Mm. Then it was wasn't it like the Street Profits had a girl or whatever with
That was a long time ago.
But you see what I mean? Like every group.
No. Street Profits never had a girl in it.
It's no. It was I can't remember which one it was. What I meant to say was that they were connected to Bobby Lashley. That they had BFAB.
Yes. Okay. Now I remember exactly what you're talking about. Which is a faction that they totally should have kept. By the way, it was a great faction.
It was.
And it was kind of the same makeup too. You had 2 powerhouses with Angelo Dawkins and Lashley, and then you had the technical / high flyer, which is Montez Ford, and then of course you had BFAB, who was like the female. How do I put this? The female balance for the group. I mean, it was great. And then of course you had MVP as their Paul Heyman. Mm-hmm. I mean, that could have been an amazing faction. But we're not going to be talking about the past. But I know exactly what you're talking about though, in terms of adding a woman into the faction. I mean, who do you think would be a good add to that faction?
I kind of want to see. I kind of want to see them squeeze in Becky Lynch. Even if in the wrestling universe it doesn't quite make sense or whatever, but I'm just like, hey, that's my dream group right there off of the top of my head. I mean, just to see where it goes with all these bees and bronze.
Seth and the bees.
Exactly.
So next up is going to be Zelina Vega, the champion, versus Chelsea Green for the Women's United States Championship. I want to start this one off by saying Zelina Vega needs a new finisher. Her using the 619 is not her. I understand her and Rey Mysterio are both short, but that's just not she's just not good at using it. She needs more. Look, okay, maybe she just doesn't. Maybe it's not a situation where she just doesn't need to use it anymore, but she definitely needs more practice using it.
Yeah, that for sure. That did not look good.
The crowd even started booing her, which is just a whole other thing in itself. Zelina Vega needs something different. Like, the crowd can't seem to get behind her outside of these little pops during the middle of the matches. So the match itself was like, it was like a so-so match. You know, there was like a lot of very obvious botches during the match, but it's one of those situations where, like, yeah, the crowd is just not behind Zelina Vega at all. And then on top of that, Chelsea Green got a broken nose.
Yeah, I did notice that too. Like, whenever Zelina tried the 619, and then I was thinking maybe that's why they were booing her. Do you think that's a possibility? Oh
no, definitely, because like it didn't look good. You know, it didn't look like this has been a recurring thing. Like, during her qualifying match, like, she didn't get the full 619, and somebody was able to like slip out of the way or something like that. It was Julia Charlotte Flair, and like she missed Julia completely, which maybe that was a part of the match. But yeah, she needs a new finisher, and Chelsea Green's nose looked really bad at the end of that match.
Yeah, either way, it just, like, something was off about Zelina this time around. And it does suck that Chelsea Green had to get her nose broken in the process, because that just lets you know how real the injuries are and how easy it is for them to just get injured like that. So, I mean, that sucks. But all in all, that's probably the only thing that made the match. Like, because something real happened and something that was like completely unpredictable, you know, as opposed to the rest of the match.
Yeah, because you never know what's gonna happen with the match. I was honestly expecting Chelsea Green to win the match, if I can be perfectly honest with you, because like I said, like, as much as I like Zelina Vega, I can't see anybody getting behind her at the moment. Like, not while she is how she is right now, you know?
I like them both as female wrestlers, like, separately. Like, they're entertaining. It's just this match just wasn't it. Like, whatever Zelina's going through right now, like, she definitely needs to find some identity outside of Rey Mysterio, because I know she admires him like crazy, but it's just like, girl, find a Zelina finisher. Or find if she turned heel, that would also be really interesting, but that's just an idea that's up in the air, you know. But as far as like this match goes, like, nah.
Maybe she could join Seth and the Bees.
No.
Okay.
I was just like, no.
Alright, so we're gonna move on to the next match. So the next match is gonna be WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion John Cena versus R-Truth, aka Ron Cena. Oh, good grief. So, once again, this was a quick match. Only kind of, it was one of those gimmicky matches where R-Truth is trying to beat some goodness into John Cena. And, you know, for a little while there, you know, we thought we were going to see it. You know, he looked like he was going to cheat during the match, and he ended up not. I can't. Do you mind taking over this one?
Well, I don't really know what we were supposed to expect from that. I just thought it was really funny that R-Truth came out in the same attire, same song too, just everything with the whatchamacallit, his shirt. Definitely the shirt, because the little animation on it was really funny. He was basically cosplaying, and he called himself Ron Cena, so that was great. And then I just remembered like how cool R-Truth really is.
He's always had the tools to be like a champ. Like, it does kind of suck that this wasn't even for the championship. You know, this was just a match. You know, I mean, it could have been for the championship. You know, it could have been another opponent taken out during the John Cena farewell tour, but instead they just made it a match on Saturday Night Main Event, which I'm not happy about.
I don't think it was meant to be taken seriously.
R-Truth never is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think maybe this is just all part of him paying tribute to John Cena. Because, like, how often do you even see John Cena and... I was about to call him Ron Cena. John Cena and R-Truth together. So, since this is going to be his last tour, this is R-Truth being basically, like, living out his dream. You know, to wrestle John Cena, dress like John Cena, get to come out with his theme song. That just sounds like it's all him.
It did what it needed to do.
It was good. It was funny. That's about it.
No, and it was funny. It was funny. I mean, of course, the whole thing being a setup for him to be an even bigger douche than he has been these past, few matches. First we thought, first I thought, oh snap, okay, maybe he's about to turn over a new leaf, and then he just used that as an opportunity to boot Ron Cena in the nuts.
It makes him look more like the villain. Like he's beating up his number one fan. It's like, you fuck with R-Truth, we riot.
Now we're going to be talking about the second to last match. Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre in a steel cage. And as far as the match goes, all I can say is yes, absolutely yes. It was a great match. It was one of those things, and babe, we've talked about this before, where Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre can't have a bad match. They're very good in the ring with each other.
I was about to say too, like, every time they're against each other, it's entertaining.
I always complain, and this is, you'll probably hear this in future recordings and stuff like that whenever Damian Priest is going up against a smaller opponent, that his kicks look really weird. They look really off because he has such long legs, and like they look, I mean, dare I say, dainty whenever he makes connections with somebody who's a bit smaller than him. McIntyre is bigger than Damian Priest, right? And he's bigger than Damian Priest, and whenever he throws those kicks, they actually look good. They look effective. They look well placed. And then on top of that, like, Drew McIntyre is just a wrestling machine in his own right. Like, it's hard to have a bad match with Drew McIntyre, period, but it's especially hard for Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre to have a bad match.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I don't really have much to add outside of, like, it was awesome. I like seeing them two go against each other. It doesn't matter which one wins or loses. I mean, in my opinion, it could go either way because I like both of them. I still kind of feel bad for Drew McIntyre, and I'm not sure why. It's just like, I just want to see him win something,
He can't catch a break, can he?
Yeah.
And this has nothing to do with the match, but I'll also kind of set the tone for it. Jesse, we love you. It's time for you to not be on commentary anymore, buddy. Like, he added nothing to the match. He was extremely obnoxious. I personally think he kind of took away from the match a little bit, because he didn't get that Damian Priest was just trying to be petty. He was trying to be as petty as Drew McIntyre's been, like, on his little social media and stuff like that. He was like, you know what, no, I'm not going to exert energy climbing over the cage. I'm not going to bother pinning you. I'm going to walk out this cage. I'm going to walk out this bitch. And he did that. And, like, everybody else got it but Jesse. The Body Ventura. You have to, like, really study pro wrestling in order to kind of, like, know who Jesse the Body Ventura, like, is. So, I get it if, like, a lot of, like people who have, like, recently just started watching wrestling and stuff like that don't know who he is. Like, this is one of those things where, like, yeah, go back and watch some of his old matches. Go back, watch some of his old commentary. He was great back in the day. But this ain't that day.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, to add to what you were saying, that he just sounded like a grouchy old timer, that wanted to put his 2 cents in, and some of it made sense, some of it kind of just, like, he was just kind of ranting at one point. Rambling. Yeah, so that's why I just kind of, like, tuned out, because there's literally Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest in a match, so I'm like, half of the time I don't even listen to the commentators, so.
And in a good match, too. And it's just like, when you take away from that, like, because I get it. There's good people commentary, and then there's color commentary, which is like the people who go for the bad guy, right? And it's just like, as far as I saw, it was one of those things where he was just like, oh well, you know, and he trailed off, and it's just, I don't know.
I will say this: when it comes to commentating, they need somebody who's gonna amp up the energy, not take away from it.
Like Pat McAfee.
Yeah, he's a good example of that. We just need somebody who's like that has a lot more charisma. You know, I don't think we necessarily need these old timers to do the commentating of such a big event.
I agree. Yeah. I agree. And you know, we might get a lot of heat for that. I don't care.
I don't care either.
Like, I don't care. These are just like our opinions, man. So. Oh no. All right, well, let's move on to the next match. All right, so now we are going to talk about the final match on the card, which is Jey Uso versus Logan Paul, and I had low expectations for the match. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you here. They exceeded my extremely low bar. Once again, it was a match. It was a decent match. Obviously, it was going to be hard to follow that steel cage match, and they succeeded in doing so by one saving grace. Babe, who was that saving grace and why?
Goody!
Oh, and I'll tell you why. So John Cena, before the match, basically was talking about how horrible it would be for Logan Paul to win the World Heavyweight Championship from Jey Uso, and I agreed with him. But it was one of those situations where John Cena, in his tour to ruin wrestling, he tried to stab us all in the back. He tried to stab the wrestling community in the back by trying to cheat Jey Uso out of the World Heavyweight title.
Yeah, it was glorious. Like, I was getting worried, and then there was just a certain point where I was like, okay, somebody's gonna come out, and I was just expecting like the typical, like the usual suspects. I didn't even think Cody Rhodes was gonna come back.
Even
like right
Ron
away.
Cena. I was expecting Ron Cena to come out there.
Yeah, I was expecting maybe R-Truth to come out. But then you hear that music, everybody's excited. Ugh. I even surprised myself with how I got like a little bit teary-eyed, because it was just like, yes, like the best person possible who could come out and save us from a YouTuber being the world champion.
Yeah, world.
Yeah, absolutely fucking not. Like, I'm glad that the WWE didn't get it to that point.
Yeah. And you know, look, despite my issues with Cody Rhodes, I am very happy he's back. I'm glad that it worked out the way that it did. Like Jenny said, it could not have been a better person to come out and save the day. I mean, of course, this was all a setup for a tag team match at Money in the Bank. What's with these tag team matches, by the way? Like, because at the beginning of this one, it was CM Punk and Sami Zayn, aka not a tag team, versus Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker, aka barely a tag team. So like, and now we have John Cena and Logan Paul. I'm gonna just call them the douches.
The dude wipes.
The dude wipe. The dude wipe, aka the dude wipes.
I love it.
Yes. Versus Cody Rhodes and
Jey
Uso. And it's one of those things, I'm never a fan of the most prestigious titles in either show taking a backseat to storyline. You're still on the dude line side.
Hell yeah.
I'm never a fan of the world title of any brand being a vehicle for a different storyline outside of being for the main title. But I mean, this also makes perfect sense. You know, because Money in the Bank is about Money in the Bank. So obviously there's going to be a bunch of title-centered stories without being for the World Heavyweight Championship, because the main deal is the Money in the Bank briefcase at Money in the Bank. So, I mean, I guess that makes sense. It makes it forgivable. Welcome back, Cody. Welcome back.
Cody! You came into, what do they call it? Rhodes Country.
Rhodes Country. The Revenge Tour. The Live Revenge Tour / I don't know, I wrote that. But yeah.
It's okay, Cody's back.
Cody Rhodes, welcome back.
Whoa!
Alright, we're gonna end it here. It's been your boy, the Cosmic Squid, and Jenny Dracarys. We are I Wrestled the Dragon Once. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel for more. We will see you soon.